here to bring you the next portion of our show.
We're gonna play a little ranking, and we're gonna rank the top 3 draft picks from let's call it the last 5 years. You know, guys that you think have at one time were draft picks. Like, we'll look up and see where they were drafted at. But who do you think has, in the last 5 years, come in and really shined for their team? For me, starting at 3, not to be a Patriots homer, but you know, you will accuse me of being it. I think Gronk has done a pretty good job coming in at 3. Coming in at 3 because before, you know, Patriots were mainly find open receiver. Now there's a new dimension with Gronk and Hernandez. Like, okay,
and you're
now we
talking
got
about any top 3
yeah.
draft picks, not necessarily like
not rounds. It doesn't have to be secluded to round or position or team. Who do you think over the last 5 years has impacted their team the best?
You know, it's hard to say, man. Because honestly, I don't remember every single draft for the past 5 years specifically.
I'm not gonna throw out like a top 5, but I think I'm gonna throw out some that I think have clearly made some steps.
Yeah.
RG3. He stepped right in, and you know.
I want to see him week 1, but honestly,
I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I just want to see him return. You know, if he's a little late, fine.
So you know what? Instead of just ranking them, let's just throw them out. Who do you think is the best?
I mean, RG3 stepped in, did that. Cam Newton stepped in and had very good stats, but didn't really lead them to a lot of wins. So I don't like Cam Newton, but I can appreciate that he did step in and have very good.
Still blame majority of team.
Yeah.
It's still blame majority of that on team, but you know, it will always be hard to argue with. The only stat that actually matters: wins and losses.
Yeah.
You know, you think about last year's draft. Good Lord. Andrew Luck, RG3. Nobody saw Russell Wilson. Wilson.
What was that?
Well, I thought he was pretty decent, but I didn't know he was gonna be like that.
It's like, dude. You know. If we go back further, I think probably one of the best draft picks. You know, coming through this year, Adrian Peterson for me. It's like.
Well, how far back are you going?
Yeah, because that's a little further back.
I know that's a little further back, but last few years I will give, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Mark Ingram because we haven't seen enough.
No.
I will say.
Running back by committee.
Right, exactly.
It works.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
everybody stays healthy. Everybody stays healthy for as long as
you're
they can.
not gonna see a Mark Ingram.
Right, you're not gonna see you're not gonna see his full potential when he's playing in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing though, Julio Jones, number 6, but
early first round.
Again, Atlanta traded pretty much. They sold the farm, and in doing so, they got about 6 or 7 farms in the pocket now.
Yeah.
So that worked out.
Yeah.
Pretty well. You know, we go back to 2009. Matt Stafford was drafted number 1 overall. I won't say it hasn't totally worked out. However,
let me put it this way:
he's not a success, but he's not a bust.
The team still needs work.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's fine. You
if
pass
you
for 5,000 yards.
If you can keep him healthy, you're good.
Yeah, you pass for 5,000 yards, you know, and put up the numbers that he's putting up with basically one receiver.
Yeah.
That's doing something. Now, like you said, now as a team though, Detroit needs some help.
You know, I will go back. I will go back and say, I believe it was 2007. That's right. Yeah. I won't call him the biggest bust ever, but Jamarcus Russell is definitely a close 2. I still put Ryan. Oh, God, what's his name? Ryan Leach.
Ryan Leaf.
I still put Leaf at number 1, but Russell is a dangerously close 2.
Yeah.
And you know he's trying to make a comeback.
He is.
Yes.
They showed him on ESPN the other day. He's actually dropped like a lot of weight.
Go ahead.
I have no problem with somebody trying to make a comeback. just do better, or not really even do better physically, but do better like in first his attitude.
Yeah,
He had like an attitude problem.
I'd like to see him do well.
Yeah, if he does well, hey, more power to him.
And again, at the time when he was there, Lane Kiffin wanted Calvin Johnson.
Well,
he was fighting with oh God, I just went blank again. Al Davis. He was fighting with Al Davis back and forth. We should get Lane. We should get Russell. We should get Lane. We're getting Russell until Davis fired Kiffin and took Russell, and we see how that worked out for the Raiders and the Lions.
Yeah.
But
like, it's just
there you go.
It's the Raiders. All you can is say
it's the Raiders.
Yeah.
The black hole. That's
exactly what it is.
Broncos taking Von Miller. I'm not gonna say that's totally worked out. I think he's done good, but
it hasn't been a bust, that's for sure.
He's not a bust.
He's definitely helped
Yeah.
that team. Has he played to his full potential? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's done pretty well.
Alden Smith going to the Niners. That turned out well last year. Titans taking Jake Locker. I am still saying, and this is in
I don't really have a
2011.
big problem with Jake Locker.
I still think
I'm not saying he's great.
We're not saying he's great. We're just saying he's serviceable.
If
he's doing okay for his surroundings.
Continue to build around him.
He was drafted too high.
Yeah.
For me, he was drafted
He's
way
the
too high.
future. Hasselbeck, is over the hill.
Oh yeah.
Hasselbeck's gone.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
Wait a second. Where did Hasselbeck go?
He was. I don't know.
Buffalo.
But then of course you got your trigger finger right there is hovering over Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Can we call it bust?
Well, yes.
Can we call it bust?
I called that a bad pick when it happened.
Yes.
But I don't know that I see him. I can't really say that I see him as a bust as much as I don't think he should have even been picked as high as he was. I mean,
you were picked number 10.
It's a bust of a pick.
Yeah.
I agree with you. He should have never gone in the first 2 rounds.
Yes.
I don't even think at the time that was a smart pick.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt, defensive end out of Wisconsin, that's working out for the Texans. I still say number 12 in 2011 was the stupidest pick in Vikings history.
Which was?
Christian Ponder. It's like, no. You wait. You either trade for a quarterback or there's another one available.
To me, Ponder, and no offense to him as a person, but I mean, I think he's a borderline career second string backup.
Yes.
And maybe on the cusp.
Third?
No, on the cusp of actually starting, if need, no. Depending on the team, like, put it this way. If Christian Ponder was up with the Jets right now, he'd be a starter. Period. Okay. If he was with the Cardinals, starter. If he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars, starter. So it depends on the team. Now, at the time, who did they have on as the other quarterback when they drafted him?
No.
Oh man, I can't remember. But I was thinking to myself, black quarterback.
I know.
Came out.
Joe Webb. No. God.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He's not that good.
No.
Anyway,
Joe was one of the quarterbacks.
It's one of those things where.
Good God, I can't remember his name.
With the quarterbacks that you have, you got to make do with what you have.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, Ponder, I don't think he was the best one they could have gotten at that point.
There were others, but
he did what he had to do.
Looking back also at the first round of 2011, AJ Green's working out for the Bengals.
Oh yeah.
Marcel Darius is working out for the Bills, in my opinion. It's the Bills, though.
Well, the top five pretty much all worked out in that draft.
Sometimes you get years like that, like everybody's going to work out.
And look, as a matter of fact, in that draft, you have two receivers,
Julio
and a quarterback.
Falcons.
Then you have a linebacker, defensive tackle, and a cornerback. So 3 defensive players, 3 offensive players in the top 6.
But of course, everybody will be compared to the Fames. I believe it was 1983 draft.
Oh God, John Elway, Dan Marino, dude, don't even start.
And you ask most people, they can't tell you who the second guy was taken in '83. Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
It's like, Hey, what draft was Elway taken in? 83. What draft was Dickerson taken in? 83.
Somewhere.
The pick after Dickerson. I not to give him a shout out, but I watched the 30 for 30 special about the 83 draft.
Go?
Good lord.
This is what I like.
Good lord, where did he go?
Who are we talking about?
Dan Marino, pick number 27.
27. Now, how big of a steal is that?
Oh yeah,
Dan Marino in his rookie year or his second year? 5,000 yards passing.
crazy.
I mean, 50 touchdowns.
It's like, don't mind.
Come on.
It's like, don't mind me. I was just gonna go take Dan Marino, and
Hey,
I may not win a Super Bowl, but hey,
I'm telling you, man.
we're gonna be damn good.
And that's the thing. That's one thing. Again, I say that all the time. You can't always put somebody below somebody just based on whether or not they have a ring, because it is a team sport.
Yeah.
And Marino did not have the same kind of supporting cast that John Elway did.
I mean, if he did, could you imagine what you'd be like?
I just
That's.
I mean, look at Barry Sanders. If Barry Sanders didn't have to waste 90% of his energy running around behind the line of scrimmage, Shoko would be
Okay, let's
broken
go
records
look
in
at
5 years.
What do you recall which draft he was taken in? Barry Sanders
Barry?
taken in.
86, maybe.
Let's check. Then they have. Let's see. Very.
Mid 80s. It's gotta be 85 to 87. It's gotta be.
I'm not sure if it's this one because I don't see him in the first round, but I do see one name we
Well,
already
he
got.
came from Oklahoma.
Bo Jackson was taken
Yeah.
in 86.
Check 87.
Let's check it. But this is just saying how.
And I'm taking
important-
stabs in the dark because I really don't remember.
Hey,
the
You
that's
wanted to
year.
see when Barry Sanders was drafted?
Yeah.
To see who else was drafted and who was taken in that draft, because 9 times out of 10, hey, here's a name for you. In
Jim
1987, Harbaugh was taken by the Bears with the 26th pick.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
And he was billed to be the replacement for Jim McMahon.
Yep. And we know how that worked out.
All right, 1989
Is it 89?
draft.
God, I
Wow.
thought it
Taken
was earlier than that.
first overall, Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys. Tony Mandarich, to Green Bay.
We're going to go with that.
Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, Deion Sanders.
Hello.
Derek Thomas.
Tim Worley.
Burt Grossman, the father of.
That's another good draft, man.
Burt Grossman, father of.
Rex.
Yep.
There you go.
Now, has anybody heard this? What Rex decided to do earlier? Earlier this month. Apparently,
Stay away from football.
we wish. He decided to tweet that he has the same initials as another famed quarterback. His starter in Washington. RG3's
Right.
full name is
So-
Robert Griffin III. Rex Grossman's full name is Rex Grossman III. I was like, so hey, he was like, hey, we still got RG3
That's
on
all
team.
they have
I
in
was like,
common.
Yeah.
like,
That's
hey,
all they
guys,
have in common.
like, why is everybody freaking out? We still have RG3 to start the season. I was like, dude, you can start the season for a Canadian team. Good lord. So look, all the good players were taken at the top of the draft so far for the '89 draft. But can we say, okay, best Cowboys quarterback? I know you're not a big fan of the Cowboys, but who did better in your mind? Aikman, Starbuck. I mean, good.
Don't get me wrong. Aikman did.
He did
That
great.
team.
That
That team was great.
Yes, but I think Staubach did a little more on
Staubach.
his own.
I think. Yeah.
I think he won in spite of Tom Landry because
Yeah.
Landry wouldn't
But you
really
know what?
let him go.
But you know what the thing is though, like I said, with Aikman with all the injuries, I got to give him a little bit of credit. At least he still hung in there. That
Yeah.
sucker had a concussion like every other game.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd walk out and the sun was too bright, he'd get a concussion. I mean, seriously.
Wow, look at the names taken at the top of the second Fames draft, 2004. Eli Manning 1 overall, Larry Fitzgerald 3rd overall, Philip Rivers 4th, Sean Taylor 5, Kellen Winslow 3, Roy Williams 7, D'Angelo Hall 8, Reggie Williams 9, Dante Robinson 10, Ben Roethlisberger 11, Jonathan Vilma 12,
That's a lot, man.
Lee Evans 13. Good lord. all the names.
Starts to like
Will
fade
Smith.
a little bit, but
Will Smith, Vince Wilfork, J.P. Lossman, Steven Jackson,
but you remember Terrell Davis
Jason Babin,
when he went in like
Michael Jenkins.
that was back when they had like what was it like 13, 14 rounds.
Yeah.
He went like pick number like 270 or some crazy mess. And I think if I'm not mistaken, the same year is when Jamal Anderson for the Falcons went around 200 and something.
Yeah.
So both of those running backs, and both of them end up being like the best rushers. Like a couple of years after that.
2005 wasn't too bad. You got Alex Smith, Ronnie Brown, Braylon Edwards, Cedric Benson, Carnell Williams, Adam Jones, Antrell Rowe, Carlos Rogers, DeMarcus Ware, Sean Merriman, Jamal Brown, Thomas Davis, Derrick Johnson, Travis Johnson, and then you get to pick number 24, Aaron Rodgers. You feel bad for the guys that have to sit.
I was in Virginia watching that draft, and I thought, I said, well, he keeps dropping. I said, we'll see what happens. And then when he went to Green Bay, I thought, ooh, controversy.
Hey, who was drafted in? Hey, who was drafted in 2005?
Roddy
White. Safe to say that worked out. Wait, time out. I did not.
You didn't know with UAB?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's where Webb went too, by the way. You talked about Webb a while ago.
So
he was the quarterback for Roddy, wasn't he?
So you got UAB's got something to hang.
Yeah, UAB decided that rather than having a quarterback being their main guy, they wanted their best athlete to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
So he came in, and I don't even think he came in as a quarterback, but they put him as
right. No, you're right. Yeah.
All right.
So what we got, man?
Let's move into a little one word. We use one word to describe describe a story in sports right now. One word to describe the first round of the NFL draft.
Kind of boring. I
Um,
mean, there wasn't much to it. It wasn't very flashy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of line players who are very important, but it was pretty boring overall, I thought. But what do y'all think?
I will ask permission from the council. Can I expand it to three words if I include hyphens?
oh boy.
We'll see. What do we got?
Business as usual.
Yeah.
For all these teams, business as usual. Why? Because, like you said, there was nothing flashy, nothing big happening.
There
I
was
think I'm gonna-
no Falcons trade for
Seven
to pick.
picks.
Yeah.
There were trades, but
Trades.
none of them were
hold on.
flashy.
Because that's gonna be my one word.
Okay.
Trade. Because there's about 7 different trades,
Yeah.
but they were minor.
There were trades, yeah, but they weren't like.
They weren't like crazy, like the Falcons traded up. Now here's the one thing I don't like. We gave up a 3rd and a 6th round to move up, like, what was it 5-6 spots to get Trufant.
Yeah.
Was that worth 2 picks? I don't know.
I don't think it'll come back to haunt you, but it's there.
Just that many
It's a
spots,
gap.
though. I mean, just that many spots. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just thought that was an awful big,
Again,
awful small jump.
Again, I was wondering pretty much the same thing about San Francisco jumping up from 31 to 18 to get Eric Reed. It's like, guys,